So we are testing out the mic. I can't tell if this mic is. Let me turn this way up. Okay, I think this is the right one. So I'm going to leave that there. I'm going to share this out. Copy. We're going to switch to YouTube Live. Couple of things. It's going to be mirrored. I'm Googling how to reverse that right now. I'm using the same equipment, but I'm broadcasting from YouTube instead of through the Meridix and what was the OBS software. So I'm bypassing OBS and going straight to YouTube Live. I wonder how this compares to the other stream. I mean, I'm sure there are some archiving options that are pretty what am I saying here? I'm trying to work and talk at the same time. There's some options like monetization and just some different things that you can do. But what about the quality here of the YouTube Live? I think that's what we're looking to get some feedback on. I think there's a chat that goes with this YouTube Live as well. So if you wanted to use that instead of, typing into Facebook, either one will work. I've got them both open, so. So I am gonna just kind of keep rambling if you all don't mind. This is YouTube Live. Oh, good. That's good. That's good info, Steve. So I'm going to keep talking. Carrie said that the YouTube Live is working. How's the quality on the YouTube Live? I have the camera focused on the paving of Hill Street. At long last, the paving is being done at Hill Street, everybody. Paver number 1 is currently southbound, now northbound on the west, or I should say on the southbound lane going north. Oh, that is glorious, isn't it, everybody? I should just leave this feed. Oh, am I getting some feedback? Hold on here. I can't see what. YouTube is, yeah. So I think the YouTube is going to be more adaptive on the client side. I think the YouTube, when you watch it from your connection is going to determine much of, at least I think. I did not check, though, in my control room for YouTube. I didn't check what it's actually streaming at. I don't see a spot to. Audio is good. Thank you, Megan. Megan's in the chat. That's cool. That's a cool feature. Cool that we can try this stuff out. I didn't want to experiment during the game. The other video feed was clearer. So, yeah. And I think what I'm going to do is also, if I can't figure, even just at a minimum, I can't figure out how to flip this, because it is really making my mind hurt watching this mirror image of of Hill Street through my feed. I'm like, where is that? It looks totally different in mirror form. So let's see. Mr. Knox said, Steve Knox, I just call you Mr. Knox because that's out of habit, even though I worked with you for 10 years. You were still my teacher too. So sometimes that just doesn't leave you. Steve Knox is saying much lower resolution from his connection. Megan has Megan echoed that from the YouTube chat. Quality. Oh, yes. Nice to see that pavement. Heck yes. The picture using my internet isn't as good as before, but LTE is the same. So I think Michelle is sort of confirming what Steve and Megan and Carrie, we have variances of what the video quality is. It looks like YouTube is much more adaptive to what how it shows up on the client side based on what that internet connection is on that side. It's pretty good at that. So Michelle in Pinehurst, that LTE tower in Pinehurst is still very fast. It's really good. And she said the picture LTE was roughly the same as when we were broadcasting using the broadcasting software. So it seems like that's where we're at on that. The YouTube Live doesn't give me any stats while my video is going. On the other software, I could see my frame rate, I could see my bandwidth, I could see dropped packets and frames. And the only thing I can really see right now while I'm live on YouTube is how many viewers and comments like in the chat. So I'm not really seeing any nearly as much feedback for me, which might be a nice thing to have with this other streaming software. So just kind of doing the pros and cons out loud here. Let's see here. YouTube is coming in really well on the phone. Mic volume is good and clear. Oh, that's awesome to know. That really is, because really I'm used to, when I run the soundboard at my church, I'm used to looking down whenever somebody is speaking or an instrument is playing through the soundboard. I'm used to being able to see what level that's coming in at. And for some reason, this mic combo isn't showing me that, or if I turn it up high enough to where it registers, it's way too loud on the broadcast. So that's good to know that the audio. I'd like to do tonight, if I'm gonna have Scott Shelley up here helping me. What I would like to do tonight is, as we broadcast the game, allow you guys to send emails, and we'll try to put some shout outs, kind of like Boundary County Live and IdahoSports.com have done in the past. I've always thought that was kind of fun. We'll try to make it to where you guys can do that. I don't really have any official account set up or yet. So if I get time, I will do that. If not, we'll just use my personal emails. That's fine. Or we'll use an email set up for the school. So Steve said that the audio is actually a bit better. So I wonder if I need to go look at the audio on the broadcasting software. There's probably some adjustments I can make there too. Network demand appears a tad lower, now a lot lower, half meg download. So that's good. Maybe as it buffers too, maybe it gets better. Once it starts getting those bits going, maybe it just kind of levels itself out. That would be cool. This is good. We're doing some good research here. I've chatted with Carrie Alexander with the News Press, and just talking about how they can change some of the reporting and how they can add some live video and some things like that. So I think we're working out some different technologies and options. And I did notice, so this would interest you, Carrie. I did notice this Meridix software that I'm not using it right now. I'm using the YouTube Live right now, but the Meridix software did come with broadcasting applications for mobile. So like if you had an iPhone or an Android phone, and a good LTE connection, which I know sometimes is iffy, or even if you could get on a Wi-Fi connection with any of those devices, that it would allow you to have some broadcasting tools. So it wouldn't just be like a Facebook Live, which a lot of people are doing, and it works okay, but it gives you very little control over what's sort of happening. So that's something to look into too. I should be writing all this stuff down as I go, but I'm just kind of enjoying the awesome weather and the view I'm looking at right now, I'm sort of kicking myself because I made 2 trips up here to the crow's nest or the skybox, and I forgot the power adapter for my network switch. So I can only have one device hooked up to my internet connection right now, which is kind of a first world problem. But I was going to plan on just using this laptop for video broadcast, and I would check the comments and everything from my laptop. So that's what 46, almost 47-year-old brain doesn't work sometimes. Gary, I cannot wait to hear the good news. I think we are going to start to hear some more and more good news as things happen here. I think the Silver Valley is overdue for some good fortune, and I hope that starts to happen. Of course, there's lots of things that have to happen, but little at a time. Okay, I think I'm gonna wrap this up pretty quick here. There's definitely less delay on the YouTube side because you guys are seeing or replying to my audio like almost instantly, where the other software there's about a 30-second delay. And I thought here's a pretty cool story. Last week, I guess they were either showing it on one of the big screens in the Dirty Dog, formerly Dirty Ernie's. They were showing the game on the big screen, on one of the big screens I heard, or it could have been somebody's phone. Like the story could have gotten changed a little each time it got told, and whoever was watching the stream on the phone, they could hear the crowd or the people that were out on the balcony. And so they knew something exciting was coming up or there was a big play because they could hear the live crowd, but they were watching the delayed feed. So I thought that was pretty funny. Of course, if we did YouTube, that would be less of an issue because it's a little bit less of a delay. I wonder if I can change the delay value. I doubt you can on the free version of this software. That might be another thing that the free version is a limitation. Sometimes they just take out little things that make you want to pay. And I totally understand that. And I love that model because that allows you to use pretty much the full product, but pay if you want some of the extra bells and whistles. I think that's a good model. So, by the way, there's a ton of streaming companies out there. I'm just using this one that Boundary County Live used because I've always been very impressed with their broadcasts, and I didn't want to reinvent the wheel, especially with very little time to learn. But with basketball season approaching, we're definitely going to be looking into some different things. I loved being up in the old K-Wall booth at Andrews Gymnasium the other night. I could see even getting a custom camera mount for that up there so we can do games and people can watch from all over. So anyway, the smell of pavement. It smells like victory. I tell you what, I'm just hoping they get over there to Railroad and get that paved out real quick. Maybe they'll do that tomorrow. I'll work on a Saturday and get that finished. I know that it's much easier to pave and keep paving than to wrap that up and come back. So maybe they'll looks like they're getting very close on Hill Street. So good news. I haven't checked my YouTube feed in a little bit. It looks like it's still going. That mirrored image really is interesting. I was going to share this. I wanted to share this out. Let's see if I could get a couple more people on this feed to give me some feedback. What do I need to do here to do that? Okay. Check my This is where it'd be nice if I had multiple computers because I am currently trying to multitask and send links out. Okay, so we got that sent out. I was going to send one more out. I should send this to myself. I know that sounds a little redundant, but if I send it to myself, it goes to my phone. And then I can use my phone messaging to send out the link to a couple of other people that are contacts of mine. So let me see if I can get that to go. There it is. I'm going to try and copy that. And I'm going to send that out to a couple people. Let's see here. Trying out YouTube Live once again for those of you that are watching the link. Paving Hill Street. It's a big event. We are live broadcasting. So I'm just going to invite a few more people to the YouTube link. We are live broadcasting from Kellogg, Idaho. I'm trying to type and talk at the same time, and it's not easy. Okay, so I sent that link out to a few people. Still going to keep the YouTube Live up and running here for a little bit. Thanks for all of you that have been thanks to all of you that have been hanging in here, just kind of nerding out with me. This is one of the many reasons I love this job. We had an in-service today for the teachers, so the kids did not have school. So that did give me a little bit of breathing room to come up here to Teeters on this nice day and do some research on the video project. It's nice to be able to do that and have some fun. If you haven't, a little quick blurb for those of you that haven't joined the Innovation Collective Silver Valley Facebook group. I think it would be a good one to get you to. It's growing by the day. I'm approving a whole bunch of people right now. This is awesome. Just thought to check that today. Oh, that's good. I'm glad. Kedris, I want to figure out when I go back to the other feed, I want to figure out how to get it as clear as this is. I wonder if I did turn it up a little bit because I was trying to see if that was the mic that was coming in on the YouTube feed. So I wonder if just my turning it up just a couple of clicks, I wonder if that made a big difference. I will try that on the OBS feed when we switch back to it. And of course, I'll be tonight while we're doing the game, I will be checking my either whatever email I list out there or my Facebook. I will try to check that so I can adjust the volume to where it's optimal for everybody. Because that is a big part of it. So that's crazy. That mirror image. It's just mind-boggling. I got to figure out why it does that. I should be Googling that right now while I'm testing out the feed. And I love about the internet. Is it possible to reverse the picture in a YouTube live stream? So let's see what the Google product forums have to say. It says, I have a Logitech 920 and I can mirror my camera image. Have you checked your webcam software for such a feature? It'll try to get you more help. Doing Hangouts on air with XSplit. Don't flip the image anywhere unless you're using a screen capture of an app that mirrors it. These apps are pretty smart for the most part. If they mirror your local video, they're also not mirroring the signal that goes out. It's not helping me. Looks like I'm going to have to research that a little bit. I heard back from YouTube support and I have my answer, but the person did not share the answer that they got, so that doesn't help me. Guess I'll try another search. See how that works. So I'm just going to keep this YouTube live going for a little bit. I sent it out. My BFAM, Darren Massa, just joined us from California. I think he's on his way to Fall Q right now. Just got done talking to him on the Voxer. But he just texted me and let me know that he can see PaveCam here in Kellogg, Idaho. Mainly leaving it that way there because the colors down that shot are just amazing. And this paving process, we've been waiting for this street to get paved for weeks and weeks, maybe more than that. I'm maybe just being too conservative, but awesome, Darren. That's awesome that you're watching or able to find it. And are you watching it on your phone, Darren, or what's going on with that? That's awesome. I also texted my Uncle Pete Miller in Arlington, Washington, because I'm hoping he can watch the game tonight. He is a former Wildcat football player. Back in the mid-ish 70s. And those were some really awesome teams. I was just a toddler, but there's been tons of stories on those teams, how awesome they were. So it would be cool for him to be able to watch the games tonight. Cool to see that a couple people have responded to the YouTube live text messages I sent out. That's pretty crazy. Still see some movement on the flag, so that means we still got video going out. I could go a little bit further. Ooh, I just about pulled my mic out right there. I hope it's still working. Go a little bit further south. No, I can't, because there's the... See if I lean the camera out the window here. There we go. So there's Hill Street. For those of you who are not from the Kellogg area, that's why it's called Hill Street, because it goes up a hill. Pretty original, huh? So we are actually, I'm still trying to figure out how to get the mirror image off, but if anybody is not from here, this won't matter because they don't, like Darren, he doesn't care that this is mirror imaged because never been here. So here's Teeters Field, pretty cool facility. I'm now going to look towards the east. That's our new scoreboard, which is pretty awesome. Nice memorial for Tim Bush, another Wildcat standout football player, wrestler. Awesome guy. Just real tragic that we lost him. But he is remembered very fondly. You can see everything's backwards because it's mirrored. Kellogg Lumber. right there. How's it going, Steve? I'm going to go out the crow's nest a little bit here and show you the iconic, if you're still watching this, Darren, I believe this is one of the only high school football venues with a bar overlooking one of the end zones. That is Uptown Kellogg up in the distance. That is Dirty Ernie's, the iconic Dirty Ernie's, which is now, I believe, going to be called the Dirty Dog. And it has new owners, and they're doing all kinds of work in there, and it just looks great. It's exciting to have some new growth over there. I'll go out just a little bit further. You can kind of see the whole thing. Are there field goal posts? Just a second, Darren. I don't want to get people motion sick here, but if I pan, you can just barely see them right there. That's the east end goalpost. Let me get in there a little bit more. You can barely see them because of the sun. Oops. And this is mirror imaged. I'm having a tough time. So there's the east goalpost, and there's a soccer goal in the background. Just a sec. Oh, my. That's my bad. I went to remove a stink bug, and my hand was still caught on the cord. So there's that goalpost. That needs to be repainted, actually. You can barely see that goalpost. There we go. I'm going to do this end so you can see it. So we are now looking west, northwest. Let's see. There's a goalpost right there, kind of hiding in the trees. Probably need to get some fresh paint on those. Oh, look at those colors. I'm just going to leave this right here. That is our wireless shot right there, guys. This is where our district office is through those condos right behind there. So that tree that I'm focusing on right now, sorry for the motion sick prone. We need someone to trim that tree eventually. That is in the mineral subdivision. Not sure whose it is, but that'd be awesome to get that bad boy trimmed down. Maybe we could even get somebody to donate to have a tree trimmer do it. So I'm gonna leave this just right here. This is just amazing. I'm gonna try to get it so it's level again, but I'm just gonna let you all take that in. That's Kellogg right there at its finest. Let's leave that right there. Got the flag in the picture so you can tell the video is still live. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. I got Ryan Archer joining from California. Team Strata Problems is in the house right now. So we're just kind of keeping the feed live so everybody can check it out. Ryan and Darren, I'm comparing this to the streaming software that I've been using that kind of has some built-in in-game controls that are kind of nice. From what people are telling me on my Facebook page, the YouTube live audio is really good, but I did also turn up the volume a little bit. So I did change that variable. But the game controls, like the score and stuff aren't there. We'd have to go over and pan to the scoreboard, and I don't have a lower third that I can mess with. So that's sort of one of the drawbacks there, but you got some live paving action. You guys that are joining, I've had my share of construction rants the last 2 years here in Kellogg, Idaho, but this pavement is a sight for sore eyes. I'll tell you that. That pavement smells awesome. I'm getting some detailed feedback from Steve. He went from the auto setting of 240 and gradually was able to move up to a full 1040K network. Demand rose proportionally to almost exactly what I was getting on the Meridix. The Meridix feed also appears to be full 1080. The sweet spot for YouTube appears to be 720 that uses 2 meg of the 3 meg download. Well, that's pretty cool. That's intriguing to me. It's not as bandwidth intensive as I sort of thought. And 720 is really plenty. if you'd have told me we would have been broadcasting a football game from Teeters Field at 720p live, I would have. This technology is awesome. I think we need to, just from some of the feedback, I will let Mr. LaFontaine, the activities director, know. I think we need to get some fresh paint on the goalposts. The first couple of comments from people not from around here, and now that I'm looking down there, I'm like, yes, they're very tough to see. No flags on the top and no paint, or the paint is kind of faded. So good feedback. This is a great session. So I know what I'll do. So I will pull the curtain back here a little bit. I have to show the equipment that I'm using. So I'm using this kind of a headset, which is pretty cool. Also donated by NASCO. I have another one right here. So this is what they look like. Got the mic that's adjustable. So you wear that around your head. It's got the mic that comes ahead, so you can kind of be hands-free. Then this plugs into the mixer board. The mixer board is right there. And it's pretty simple, but it's proving to be very valuable. And there is my laptop setup. And there is the switch that I forgot the power supply to right there. So I'm not using it right now. There's my injector for my Ubiquiti Nano Station. So that takes power and shoots it out to the Ethernet cable. So it does power over Ethernet. And then I mounted that surge protector because I'm OCD. And there is my wiring. Am I going the wrong way? No, I'm not. So there's my wiring path right there because I'm OCD. So I used Velcro and screws, and then that goes outside. And there you have the media booth at Teeters Field. Not sure what plays are being drawn up there, but that wasn't by me. Whoa, almost loosened the tripod too much there. I'm sporting the Go Purple, Be Gold for tonight. Wildcats. We're going to be broadcasting from here tonight. Going to have Scott Shelley up here, so that should be awesome. And hopefully, maybe Michelle is going to check with Archie and Squeaks nearing. Maybe we'll have our first student crew we can start to train. That would be even more fun. That's the part that's the most fun for me. So I'm going to leave that right there. I am going to adjust my tripod a little bit to level that out. And I'm going to leave that shot right there. That's glorious. Yeah, Ryan, we're going to try to, last week I was running everything. I was running the camera and the in-game controls, and I didn't have time. To get the sound mixer out and figure it out. But this week at school, stayed late a couple of hours, call it my 20% time. I figured out the mixer board and the mics, and I'm able to get those up and working for tonight. So I am going to have a little bit of help up here. So we'll have somebody to man the camera. I will try to do a little bit of in-game commentary. I'm definitely not an expert on football, but I have coached it, and I do know the kids. So that helps. I also did a little, during our in-service today, I snagged the head coach and the defensive coordinator and sort of got their feel on things. So can provide a little bit of color. Probably not perfect, but it'll be fun. I told Coach Lucier, I know that for Monday Night Football for a long time that John Gruden gave out the Gruden Grinder. So I thought I would give out the Miller Mahler Award. Not sure if that'll stick or not, but we're going to go with it tonight. See who gets the Miller Mauler. You never know. I know who my it wouldn't exactly be mauling, but maybe I need another adjective or I need another word for the award, because the person I would have given the award to last week is Shay Curran. She is a great soccer player on the Kellogg Lady Wildcats soccer team, who are having a great year. Is she the goalkeeper? Ryan, you will love this. So I think Shay plays goalkeeper, and last Friday, she was 5 for 5, I think, on extra points. So she was our place kicker for the boys football team, which was completely fantastic. The only complaint I have is we scored 5 touchdowns. It would have been cool if we could have attempted a field goal, because I would have loved to see that as well. But maybe we'll see one tonight. I don't know if, I think it just depends on the soccer schedule and the football schedule, but that was really cool. And we got some action down on the field right now. I believe is that the Luna brothers? Let's see what we got down here. Looks like they're going to run some routes. These guys are good football players. I think they're 8th graders. Hey, these guys' dad, Rick, is one of the people. In fact, there he is down there on the field. Is the one that helped get this equipment. I am going to mute my mic here real quick. So I just muted the mic and told Rick down there, he's working out with the kids down there. I told him they're live, so get a little bonus coverage here of the Luna twins, their dad Rick, getting a little pregame workout action here. So I'll leave that on while we're doing that. Feed is still doing okay. But you guys will be able to, yeah, that's a good point, Ryan, the chat. Good idea. Ripley and Colby, I think, is who's down there throwing right now. I'm going to follow some of the action just so you guys can see how YouTube Live does. All right. I think I'm going to sign off, you guys. Thanks for giving the feedback here. I probably will go with, going to go with tweaking the face, or I mean the OBS rather than the YouTube Live, but I don't know. I'll just post a link to whatever we decide to go with. Seems like both did okay. And I'm a little more familiar with this. All right, gonna kill the feed for now. Thanks, everybody.